Okay, good morning. So this is Monday, the first day of a full schooling week. We've started a little bit later than we usually would. To be honest with you, I think I just massively overdone the weekend. I think in one of my first posts, I'd said that we'd undertaken a huge renovation project in our house. We was hoping to finish it before the baby's born and build the nursery and stuff like that, but obviously in the current climate that's unlikely to happen. So then I went into this crazy I need to get everything ready for the baby and for the children and get the house looking as straight and nice as I possibly can, as it is kind of thing. So I rearranged all the front room, I cleared all the bathroom, it was a storeroom, that's all cleared, rearranged all the bedrooms to try and create a space for the baby, got the cot out, it was just insane. I think I massively overdone it, plus playing all the board games yesterday for Mother's Day. I was on the floor in the front room and that did my back in because, as you can see, the bump is really starting to come out. So, I think it just all took its toll. So this morning, everything is aching. I just couldn't get up. So we're all washed and dressed now, which is great. But we are starting a little bit later. I did, though, however, call both of my my three children's schools. So the primary school and my eldest secondary school about 9:30, and it's closed. That's all the message that I'm getting currently from my primary and secondary school, is calls are not being connected to this number. So I then tried emailing. I've had no responses yet. And I tried calling again about 5-10 minutes ago and it was still switched off. So the reason that I was obviously trying to get in contact with the school is we was told that we would be having these home education packs that would help us teach the children and get them into this routine and everything last week. We was said that we was obviously going to get them this week. So we've been quite excited, or I wouldn't say my children have. I have definitely been quite excited to just try and help me home educate the children with a bit of guidance, more government guidance or schooling guidance, because obviously this is their area of expertise. So I'm a little bit disappointed that hasn't come through, but it's strange because obviously I've got friends who have got children in different schools, in different areas, and some in the same areas, but just different primary and secondary schools. Some of them got their home education packs on Friday. So I know there was a number of secondary schools in the local area. They got theirs Friday. So they actually did a day's work or day's schooling on Friday. Some of them had it emailed to them over the weekend or received it in the post over the weekend. So I know I've got another friend that's in Romford, and she got hers, her son's was emailed to her over the weekend, which she's trying to do today. Plus she's working from home, so that's definitely going to bring up its own challenges. So I wish her all the best. Akel, good luck with that one, darling. Well done, sweetheart. Just put it on the side. Thank you, sweetie. And then my other friend Nina, she's got a boy and a girl. They go to school in Raynham, and they got their packs again over the weekend or first thing this morning. She's done an hour with them this morning between 9 and 10, plus that Joe workout PE thing at 9 o'clock. And she took a 15-minute break. So she updated me on our WhatsApp, our home education sort of school WhatsApp group. And she said it went really well. So I said, how did it go? How did the children find it? And she said that her youngest son actually said he wanted to get in his school uniform. That's so cute. That's so cute. Bless him. Maybe, because I actually, like I said last week, I mentioned that to my kids. I said, do you want to get your school uniform? Maybe just to put their mind into that kind of, that box. Not that I want my children's minds to go in boxes. I want it to be, I don't know, not the same as everyone else, but not wildly different maybe. Well, I don't know. They can be whatever they like, really. I'll always love them. She said that my kids were definitely absolutely adamant they did not want to get in their school uniform. But every child's different and everyone learns different. So, again, that's something that you need to figure out for yourselves, what works right for you and your child. And if they prefer to be in their school uniform, it helps them get into that mindset of actually learning. Then, to me, I think it's only a good thing. It's just less washing and ironing, because you go back to just doing the trousers and the shirt and the jumper rather than, what am I wearing today? A tracksuit or which I'm getting all the moment. And I'm going to the kids, you're not going anywhere. Just wear something comfortable. You're not seeing anyone. Don't matter what you're wearing. Don't matter what name you got on, especially for my eldest. just put something comfy on. We're just in the house and you've got your half-hour PE in the garden. So that's obviously working for us. So I'm a little bit disappointed, to cut a long story short. And just I'm going to carry on trying to get hold of the schools to see when we'll be getting that. But obviously, as a backup plan, because I was expecting the education packs to come through today. If I'm honest with you, I haven't really prepped for this morning, because obviously I was kind of anticipating that I would have a work schedule that I would then be able to support the children to go throughout the day. But yeah, I'll have to, I'm going to go back to the 2 activity books that my friends sent me the link to last week. They worked really well, especially for my youngest son, my 5-year-old, who's an infant, and it actually worked really well for my 10-year-old who's in the juniors. So I'm definitely going to go back to that. Had a really, really good chat with my eldest over the weekend about his kind of attitude towards his homeschooling. I've said, listen, potentially all the schools are going to be out till September, so this is something you're going to have to do. This ain't going to be something that I'm trying to push on you. You know, this is something that's just happened because of the current situation that we found ourselves in. I said, but you've got to start working with me, otherwise you're going to potentially have 5, maybe 6 months of no school. I said, can you imagine where you're going to be when everyone goes back in September and you ain't done nothing? I said, it's just not where you want to be. So yeah, he's definitely sort of woke up this morning in a better mood. I think it's just me, if I'm honest. I can't seem to get my head motivated. I'm just so tired. If I wasn't expecting, I definitely don't think that I would be feeling kind of, I think my hormones are kind of going like this, you know, as they do. If you've ever been expecting, if you've ever, been pregnant before. Obviously, that probably goes to women. Well, I don't know. Does that sound sexist? Well, yeah, no, it's not sexist, is it? I don't know. Can men have children? I don't know. Well, okay, well, whatever. If you have, then you know where I'm coming from. And I would just like to quickly apologise for my 2 posts last night. Like I said, I think I was so exhausted from rearranging what feels like every single room in my house. And I'm talking moving wardrobes and sofas. Then I've put the table and chairs back in the kitchen, because that's how it all started, if I'm honest with you. I thought, right, well, if I'm going to do it so the kids have got, I'm doing, like my 5-year-old and 3-year-old first, then my 10-year-old, then my teenager, then back to my 3 and 5-year-old. That was what I was planning to do, kind of do it in sync. So all 3 of them are getting an hour in the morning, and then all 3 of them are getting an hour in the afternoon. I know they probably need more, but what do you want from me? At the end of the day, I've got a bigger family and I can't split myself in all those ways. I'm trying to figure it out as I go along. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do that, when I had the table, I moved the table from the kitchen into the playroom, because I thought we was going to do it all together. That was the original kind of approach, and that obviously just did not work at all. It was absolutely diabolical. So then I changed it to obviously trying to work with them on a one-to-one basis, and that definitely suited us as a family much better. But I found that when the kids weren't working or weren't doing their, kind of homeschooling, they wanted to be in a playroom, because that's where the toys are, it's where the TVs, the Sky and all the rest of it. And so I could feel my 10-year-old kind of struggling a little bit. So I thought, right, well, if we're going to do this, I'll move the table back into the kitchen, which I've done, so that it is a quiet, and this is a very calming room. It's very, it's like blues, and it's very calm, it's very quiet. It's away from the rest of the house. So I think this could be a good learning environment for the children, and it means that my other kids that I'm not working with can stay in the other room. Obviously, that brings its own challenges. If I'm in here with my 10-year-old and I'm not in there with my 3 and my 5-year-old, it's like, oh, God, what are you getting up to? Because when I last did that last week, my 3-year-old drew all over her face with pen. So, but the good thing is my oldest has got his computer in there, so I am going to ask him to keep an eye on them. Again, it's not an ideal situation, but, we all work together. Everyone's got to take a little bit of responsibility in our house. So yeah, I've asked him to keep an eye on her. If she does anything like that, such as drawing all over her face with a felt tip pen, then just tell me and I can ask her to stop or take the pens off of her. But going back to my apology, I am very sorry. Yeah, I was super, super tired, and I just wanted to listen to some kind of like more uplifting, more worldly songs, if that makes sense, to try and calm me, because I'm really having trouble sleeping at the moment. I think I'm just really worried about obviously. Not so much what's going on, because I feel like, because we've self-isolated, I feel like it's all going on around us, but it's not really going to directly affect us. You know, we're having food brought to our house. We're not leaving the house. I've not left the house now for a week, neither of any of the children. So as long as we stick to that, I'm really hoping that we shouldn't. When I get the groceries as well, I'm washing it all down with an antibac wipe. So, you know, so if anyone's touched it and they've got it on a plastic container or a tin, I am at least wiping it around before I'm putting it in my cupboards. And then I'm obviously washing my hands and chucking the wipes. So I'm hoping to try and keep down the virus bug as much as I can. So yeah, I kind of feel like it's happening all around us, but not necessarily directly to us. But I do kind of feel like the biggest concern that I've definitely got is my unborn baby, because of all my antenatal has kind of ceased. I'm a high risk pregnancy anyway. I've got a few not problems. My anatomy isn't the same as everyone else's, so I've always had issues, and I've always had very premature babies. My second son was born at 28 weeks, so teeny tiny babies, and he was only £1.1. So all of my children have been born prematurely. None of them have been born over £4. They've all been lower. And obviously the smallest at £1.1. So I'm very, very concerned at the moment that I'm not being monitored, and I'm not really seeing anyone to make sure that everything's okay with the baby. Plus, when they're saying that the peak of the outbreak is going to be, which is in about 4 months' time, that's when all the hospitals are going to be locked down, and that's actually when I'm due. So I'm due 4 weeks after that, 5 weeks after that, but because we've brought it forward 6 weeks as a minimum, it will be right smack bang when the outbreak's supposed to be at its peak. And I don't know what to do, if I'm honest. I feel that I definitely don't want to go to the hospital, but I know realistically I can't have the baby at home without the baby having any chance of survival. So yeah, I think it's playing on my mind a little bit more than maybe I'm realising. I think that's definitely why I'm having trouble sleeping. But anyway, that's by the by, really. We will cross that bridge when we come to it, as they say. So back to the schooling. I'm going to carry on trying to get hold of the schools and see what's going on. And in the meantime, we're going to get back to the TTS activity packs that we started last week and give that a go for the rest of the day and do some reading and go the same approach that we did before. So thanks for tuning, and I'll let you know how it goes. Thanks. Bye.